Hi everyone, I'm Gavin Lojny. Welcome to this exciting case study where we're going to do a deep dive into the digital transformation of world-renowned athletic wear brand Champion. You're going to learn how Digital and our partners Vimo and Klarna combine to deliver a world-class CRM e-commerce solution. Over the next 30 minutes or so, you'll be watching presentations from Vimo, Digital and Klarna that will illustrate how this transformation came about. You'll also hear from Champion live from their flagship store in London, giving us valuable insight into what they required and the results they delivered that made their new online presence such a success. Here's a quick glimpse into what we have coming up. As you might have noticed, this case study is a little bit different than usual. We'll also be hearing directly from our partners and Champion themselves to hear more about the involvement and outcomes, along with a hot seat where we'll be answering some quick fire questions. But before we get too stuck in, let's take a step back and talk about how we actually got here. In March 2019, Champion attended our summit, I guess looking for some inspiration on how they should go about changing their digital marketing for a more mature CRM strategy. As it turned out, that was just the tip of the iceberg. So now we're going to head to the Champion store in Soho to hear from Geeta, who's going to run through how Champion used to do things and how they brought in partners over the space of a year to meet their new and ever-changing requirements.
My name's Geeta Randev and I'm Digital Marketing Manager at Champion Europe, and together with a talented e-commerce team comprising of merchandisers, performance marketeers and content specialists, we are responsible for championstore.com across 10 countries. Ever since we knew we were moving across to Magento, synergy and alignment for this platform was always the basic requirement for choosing new partners. For us, it was resurfacing and finding out the potential opportunities we had. That included rolling out to new countries and how we could offer solutions that had scalability at the core of its heart. We know that geographical expansion is always going to play a part in our success for championstore.com. So for us at the very beginning, that was really key. A global solution that could offer us local solutions as and when we needed it. Our core aim was to find partners that had worked together before and knew each other and also had a natural affiliation with Magento. All partners brought one common theme to the table. They were aligned to our ambitions and our goals, and we knew that they could help propel championstore.com for the future. Rather than briefing them individually, we decided to bring them all into one room. So when we shared what our goals and challenges were, we gave them a roadmap of the key internal Champion milestones so that when they put their solutions together, they could roll up to the same goal. With our partners, it really feels like we've got an extension to the team. We share our goals and our challenges, and we never feel like we're by ourselves. It's never a case of us and them, but actually we're all at the table together. One thing that we're really keen to do is ensure that we brief our agencies at the same time so they understand exactly what we're trying to achieve, and we encourage them to share their roadmaps with each other. This means that we can ensure we've got everything aligned, everybody working together, and a seamless output for our consumers.
Thanks, Geeta. We'll come back to you a bit later. Now I'd like to introduce the partners you'll be hearing from shortly that brought Champion's requirements to life and made it happen both on budget and on time. Firstly, we'd like to talk to Georgia from Vimo. Vimo brought their world-class expertise in website development through a collaborative approach to develop both the back end and front end of the website. This was Vimo's first time working with Champion, but their technology and people came together to be the perfect fit all round. After that, I'll be taking you through Digital's experience working with Champion. Here at Digital, we enable Champion to utilize email marketing like never before, getting them onboarded at lightning speed, maintaining engagement and conversions, and helping them drive up their email marketing ROI. And finally, Anna from Klarna will show you how their fresh perspective on payments provides Champion's customers with flexibility, understanding Champion from a business perspective in a unique level of detail, ultimately driving conversion. So that's 3 exciting presentations coming up, all full of great insights. But that's not all. After each presentation, we'll be beaming back to Geeta at the Champion store to get their insights on each partner's contributions. And we'll be playing a quick fire hot seat round where both Champion and the partner will answer a question at random. They'll have just 60 seconds to answer each question. So without further ado, we're going to go straight to our first presentation with Vimo. So first up, this is Georgia from Vimo. Georgia, thanks so much for joining us today. Looking forward to hearing your presentation. Take it away.
Thank you, Gavin. My name is Georgia Barry. I work for Vimo UK in the strategy and consulting department. And we effectively did the build for the Champion EU website. So that entailed being a part of the discovery process as well as the full build for the front end and back end. Our company Vimo sits across 15 different countries. We have over 500 e-commerce experts. We specialize in builds on the Magento platform. And I think through word of mouth, Champion got to hear about us and decided that we should partner on this project together. So I think Vimo helped to bring a wealth of experience in this arena, building websites across the Magento platform in many different verticals. The Champion team had a specific set of struggles, or challenges rather, on their old platform that we wanted to meet. Upon interacting with them for the first time, we really got a feeling that this was a very authentic group of people. The brand has over 100 years of heritage, a really, really well-respected sportswear brand, not only in the European markets, but globally and especially in the US. So we knew immediately that we wanted to work with this team, and we knew that we could help them with some of their challenges, and some of those I'll talk through now, but what we ultimately did was help to build a platform that they could scale very quickly into the European and e-commerce markets, and to make sure that they had as much flexibility as possible to really make their catalog and their products sing and to bring that to life. One of the other main focuses was streamlining the overall customer experience from a global standpoint. We didn't want customers who visited the site in the US to have a different experience to what they would in the EU. So to that end, we worked really hard to try and bring the two together. If I think back to some of the challenges that we were first presented with that we needed to help work through, the first was around payments. We felt there weren't sufficient payments on the old platform, and we definitely needed to make sure that we had more options for customers across various markets. So what we did is we integrated to the likes of Klarna, PayPal, and Adyen from a global standpoint. Another challenge was expanding into the European markets. So very, very soon after go live, we started working on additional countries to actually go live. And the site itself at the moment has 11 markets that it's serving, so 11 front ends or store views, and we will very, very soon be adding quite a few more to that. Another challenge that they came to us with was very limited control over the CMS, the flexibility of how they displayed products and the different ranges. So we helped to build some custom UI components, so video banners and just more elements that they would be able to use to add to the product detail pages and to add to the home page, and really, really bring the website to life. Limited flexibility in terms of integrations was another challenge. So making sure that we could integrate with the wonderful partners on the webinar today was a really, really key point for this project. Overall, if we think about the project itself, we started discovery in around December, and I'd say it was about 2 or 3 months of getting to understand the business, its needs, talking about the customers, talking about the products, understanding the technical needs, and then going into the UX reviews. Following that, we kicked off the project around March, which was a perfect storm in terms of COVID and lockdown kind of happening at the same time. So there were a couple of challenges to overcome there, but I think we managed to bring the teams together really, really well, delivered over 3,000 hours of development. We had 8 full-time developers working on the project to make sure we met the go live of 1 June. So on the 1st of June, the website kicked off. We had our go live, and at the moment we're busy planning for the future. So looking to what we're going to be doing on the roadmap, which new markets we're going to expand into, and some of the sort of focus areas there sit around specifically mobile, performance, search, and definitely helping them to integrate a little bit deeper into some of these third parties and marketing channels.
Thanks so much, Georgia. Really insightful. We're now going to hear from Champion about your involvement from their perspective. Joining us now is Geeta, back again from Champion store in Soho. Hey Geeta, can you give us an insight into Vimo's involvement from your perspective?
So thanks, Gavin. And actually, Georgia, I echo everything that you just said, and here lies the beauty of our relationship. From day one, Vimo were pivotal in this whole project. They helped put together briefs and make the most out of the Magento platform, as well as the partners that we work with. From strategic expertise to their digital development excellence, they're never afraid to bring ideas to the table. Innovation is at the heart of everything that they put forward, and that just fills us with confidence to where we're going to go next. Looking back, I think without Vimo, we would not be where we are today. With their fantastic reputation, we were able to launch championstore.com in record time of 12 weeks, starting at the end of March and launching on the 1st of June. With Vimo, they're not just partners for one day. We can see our relationship lasting well into our 5-year roadmap.
We're going to make things a little bit more fun now and kick off the hot seat round. We'll each get 60 seconds to answer a random question from your team members. On the screen now, I put 3 cards, and behind each of these cards is a randomly selected question submitted by team members. We're going to randomly select one, and each of you will have just 60 seconds to answer it. First up is Georgia from Vimo. So let's pick a question. Okay, Georgia. What's the biggest challenge on the project for Vimo, and how did you overcome this to ensure a successful go live?
It's a really good question. One of the main challenges was actually COVID and lockdown being implemented as the project kicked off. We needed to really make sure that the teams were working as closely and tightly as possible. We implemented daily stand-up calls. We made sure we had fortnightly demos with the client. And what we did in those sessions is actually bring in each developer to present their piece on what they'd actually been working on over those 2 weeks to the client. I'd say a really big aspect to making sure that this was a success was the speed of feedback that we got from Champion. So just massive kudos to the team on that side for really making our lives a lot easier. But yeah, it was effectively COVID and lockdown and trying to keep the teams together and the communication flowing freely.
Thanks so much, Georgia. Your turn, Geeta. Your question is, what is the most complex part of your project that Vimo needed to carefully manage, and how did they do that?
The most complex part of this Champion project was that we had many stakeholders at the table. People from our parent company, Hanes Brands Inc., all the way through to our stakeholders in Champion Europe. To try and cater for everybody's needs could be quite difficult, and Vimo took it in their stride. Having conversations, speaking the right terminology, and ensuring that all needs were met meant that we have a website that doesn't just cater for our consumers, but also meets the needs for different teams across the business, whether that's brand awareness, whether that's giving a bit of corporate background, or whether that's just giving the right product to the right consumer. Vimo are on hand every step of the way.
Brilliant. Well, that ends Vimo's segment in today's case study. We've really enjoyed hearing from you. Thanks so much for joining us, Georgia.
Bye.
Next up, I'll be taking you through how Digital transformed Champion's outbound marketing with targeted campaigns. So now over to me. Champion met us and the other partners involved at our Digital Summit, which is a great place for our partners and customers to meet each other and talk about strategy and how they can work with people in the future. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. For anyone who doesn't necessarily know who Digital are, I'm the head of strategy and insight there, and our platform is Engagement Cloud. We offer omni-channel marketing solutions to B2B, B2C, NFP marketers, and we have a sweet spot in e-commerce with our platform being embedded in Magento 2. Speed and ease of use are at the core of our platform, so we help you to reach your goals faster. Whilst importing data, building segments and triggers, and to engage your customers on your favorite channels is a great thing, email, although it's the heart of everything we do, it doesn't mean that you have to limit yourself to just doing that. So that channel is great, but you can also personalize on one-to-one messages across SMS, push messages, live chat, and also social ads. All of this helps you to have better engagement and ultimately giving you more bang for your buck. All of this is loved by over 4,000 customers worldwide in a number of different verticals. And our customers have voted us a leader in G2 Marketing Automation Grid. It's a topic or category that we have stayed at the top for 12 months. Earlier this year, in May as well, we were announced as a strong performer in the Forrester Marketer Wave. And that was at the first time of entering. Now, when looking to switch providers, Champion, their main challenge was usability of the platform and getting rich insights on their data so they can create those one-to-one relationships that I spoke about. This is where we stepped in because we can allow them to do that so easily with our platform. They were looking to up their CRM game to engage their audience better and target individuals on that one-to-one basis. They wanted to capture more relevant data to help that one-to-one approach so they can personalize, have birthday messages, and also highlight those people that were interested in product drops. They also wanted to drive up their ROI, and they'd heard me speak about this on a number of occasions because the average return on investment for email is £42.24 for every pound spent, and they wanted to smash through that number. They were also looking to switch e-commerce providers to Magento 2, and that sat really well with us because we have a great relationship with Magento. And as I mentioned before, our platform sits directly within M2, allowing for seamless integration there. The unique thing about the way Champion wanted to work is that they didn't just want our expertise in terms of customer experience, acquisition and retention. They also wanted help with their sort of digital overhaul. And that meant we could introduce them to our partners in our network. So we made recommendations for Vimo and Klarna, and I guess the rest is history. So switching providers at any time is going to be a difficult thing, but Champion gave us a very tight schedule to get them onboarded, as they wanted to benefit from the lucrative holiday period, so Black Friday, Cyber Monday, leading right through to Christmas. That gave us 2 months to plan, schedule, and then execute everything before that holiday period. That included ramping up of their data and also cleansing through their data as well, platform training, scoping out welcome programs, strategic planning as well. All as well, we wanted to create a template that would not just look great, but also convert too. This was all done, might I add, without having the Magento integration. So, spoiler alert, we were able to deliver on time, but not just that, but we exceeded their expectations. Geeta said, we noticed a shift in engagement straight away. As a result, email as a channel contributed 4 times as much revenue in 1 month as they did in the whole 2 years with their previous provider. This is all made possible by having a better sense of data, sifting through it with our data watchdog, and highlighting all the most engaged subscribers through segmentation and triggers to recoup as much revenue as possible. And can I add again, all of this was done without the rich data that Magento 2 integration would have given us. So that leads us through to our next steps and the future. We're looking to enhance the automated programs that we have with Champion, tweaking what we currently have. All of this is again going to be made easier with our M2 integration. We'll continue to test and refine, making the email offering a lot better and enriching the insights that we have from customers. But again, not limiting ourselves to just this channel. There's a lot to come from this collaboration with Champion, and I, for one, are really excited about expanding this roadmap with them together. So, just like last time, we're going to get Champion's perspective about Digital's involvement in the project. Hello again, Geeta. It's back to you. Can you give us an insight into Digital's involvement from your perspective?
Thanks, Gavin. Well, as you might know, Digital have really become strong partners for Champion. They really got under the skin to try and understand who exactly our target audience was. And the reality is that we talked to many different consumers across Europe. So for them, they ran a small workshop to understand what did we want to achieve out of their system. And from that, they managed to get an understanding of who we think our Champion customer is and where we would like to take them. So from everything related to product discovery to making people a Champion brand ambassador, they've put that journey together to make it as seamless as possible.
Thanks so much for that, Geeta. Right, now into the hot seat round. Same as last time, we'll each have 60 seconds to answer a question selected at random. My question is, were you excited about working with Champion? I've got to say I was excited about working with Champion. As a kid, I was a big basketball fan, still am now, and all the jerseys were sponsored by Champion, so I had a connection there. So instantly when I found out we were going to be working with them, I was really excited. So I guess that enthusiasm for the brand kind of came through to my excitement with working with them as well. But I think over and above that, the best thing has to be the fact that they are open. Geeta and team are open to listening to our recommendations and actually taking those on board. And that goes further than I guess just working with Champion as well. Some of the best work we do is when a client is completely open to our suggestions and working with us freely and openly. So I guess that's a word of warning to everyone. You know, if you want to get the best results, then working that sort of Champion way, be open to our suggestions, and we can work through things together and come out with some really great results. Right, now you're back in the hot seat, Geeta. Your question is, what does the future hold for Digital and Champion?
Digital have come on board at the right time. Whereas at the beginning, our focus was on acquisition and finding a demand for our product, that's now unrivaled. The core focus for us now is CRM, loyalty and retention. We want to look after our customers from the moment that they discover the brand all the way through to when they get their product through the post. We want them to feel a part of the Champion family. With Digital Solutions, we feel very confident that we can have automated messages at the right time to the right person that are very personalised.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for that. And that ends Digital segment in today's case study. And now coming up, our final contributor, payment provider, Klarna. Hi Anna, thanks for joining us. Last but by no means least, looking forward to hearing all about Klarna's involvement. So please take it away.
Thank you, Gavin. Hi, everyone. My name is Anna. I work on the UK commercial team for Klarna, where I've been for the past 3 years now with a focus on the fashion and beauty industry. And for those of you that don't know, Klarna is a global company operating in several different markets, offering flexible payment options such as Pay Later, where the consumer can complete the purchase and then pay Klarna within the following 30 days, and Pay in 3, where the customer can split an order into 3 different installments. We've had a lot of growth in the UK market in the past few years. We're now at 8.6 million customers in this market, and we're working with 6,500 different retailers, including some awesome brands such as ASOS, Topshop, Charlotte Tilbury, and of course, Champion, who got in touch with us at the Digital Summit last year, explaining that they were interested in looking into different payment options. So we set up a meeting to discuss this a little bit further. And during our meeting, Champion made it clear that what they wanted to offer was localized payment options, flexibility, and a try before you buy option so that they could ensure that their customers had a nice experience when they were completing their purchase. And it also made sense for them to consider Klarna because some of the other sites that sell their brands, such as JD Sports and ASOS, were offering Pay Later and Pay in 3. So by not having these options on the site, their consumers would need to actually complete their purchase on a different site in order to use Klarna. And Champion finally also mentioned that they had been following our growth and they were excited about seeing how popular we were becoming and felt like it was almost a consumer expectation for them. So on the back of this, we started running through some of the benefits of working with Klarna. We started off by discussing how Klarna can help drive the basket size, first of all. So we know that Pay in 3 orders are 40% larger than a card transaction on average. We also mentioned that Klarna can be a great way to acquire new customers. We know that a lot of customers are now looking for places where they can use Klarna. And as an example, our shop directory has over 2 million views now per month and is a great way for us to send this new audience to the Champion site. We also discussed how Klarna can be a great way to move away from discounting, as obviously that's something that's going to hurt any business and their profit margins. And then finally, we talked about how Pay Later is just a really simple payment option in that you don't actually need to have your card details at hand in order to complete the purchase, which means that it's a really easy journey and removes a lot of friction and therefore is very helpful for mobile conversion especially. So at the back of these conversations, Champion decided to launch both Pay Later and Pay in 3 with Klarna in the UK, and they also launched Pay Later on their German and Dutch websites. And Klarna has a great share of checkout in all of these markets, so this was a great way to kick off the partnership. And they decided to switch Klarna on through their payment provider, which is Adyen. This made the whole process super easy and quick and ensured that Klarna was able to switch on the payment options on the Champion site with limited resources and time required to do so. It's obviously really important that consumers are reminded that Klarna is offered on the site as they go through the journey on the Champion website. So this is something that as a next step, we're going to look into how we can optimize this. And then finally, we're also going to switch Klarna on in the remaining markets now that Champion have separate sites with localized payment or local currencies. So that's very exciting. Finally, Klarna has now been live on the Champion site for a few weeks, and their consumers have been very happy about having the Klarna option on the site. And as a result, we've seen a really good share of checkout from the start and a really good increase on the basket. So it's been a great start to the partnership. And finally, from a personal perspective, I have to say that launching Klarna on the site has been a really nice experience. The Champion team have been incredibly efficient and just knowledgeable, but also really, really friendly to work with. So we look forward to every catch-up that we have. And going forward, we also are really excited to work closely on growing this partnership and on seeing the results that this will no doubt deliver.
Thanks so much, Anna. As before, we're now going to hear from Champion all about your involvement. Back again is Geeta from the Champion store in Soho.
With Klarna, we actually spoke to them mid-last year before we'd even kicked off the Magento project internally. We knew we wanted Klarna from day one. In fact, they were the first partner on paper that we had down. Those conversations started off with putting together some business cases to help us understand what the projections could be if we had Klarna on board. And very quickly we realised that they are very popular within the industry. Consumers expect to see them, and actually when you don't have them, that says a lot about your own brand and how futuristic you can be. Klarna offer two types of payment methods, to either pay later in 30 days or free instalments over 3 months. We have them activated in the UK, Germany and the Netherlands, and we're looking forward to rolling their solution out in Sweden and Denmark as well. Not only did Klarna put together projections that allowed us to understand the incremental revenue their solution could provide, they also told us the impact to returns, very small. But this allowed us to prepare to ensure that we had the right team in place to cater for those returns.
Brilliant. Thanks, Geeta. So you'll know the score by now. Each of you is going to answer a question about your involvement selected at random in under 60 seconds. So the cards are on the screen, and Anna, your question is, what was your favourite part of working with Champion? You've got 60 seconds.
Well, the whole process was a great learning experience for us at Klarna, as we were able to work so closely with the Champion team from the start. So from day one, Champion explained that they considered Klarna as one of their key partners, which is something that we really appreciated and also made it very mutually beneficial when working together. And then on the back of that, being able to take part in their strategy meetings with their other partners and learning more about their future plans and their future goals really helped us align and ensure that we knew how we could help them achieve these goals. So I think it's been a really, really great way of working together and overall a great experience.
Thanks so much, Anna. And for the last time today, Geeta, your question is, looking back at all the changes made to your website in the last year, what would your advice be for other companies about to go through a similar process?
That's a great question. And actually, I think many brands tend to look at the content that's on the site, which is of course very, very critical. My advice to other brands would be to try and understand and map out your customer journey from product discovery all the way through to checkout. We all know that the checkout can be the most painful experience for our consumers, so getting that right is really critical. That doesn't just mean having a one-step checkout, it means that you must have the correct payment methods as well. So something as simple as having a Klarna, a PayPal, and even Visa and MasterCard working on your site offers consumers the best options to make their purchase.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for those contributions. We all loved it. And now ends Klarna's segment in today's case study. Thanks again for joining.
Bye.
Thanks again to everyone that gave up their time to deliver those presentations. From Vimo, Klarna, and of course Champion, and myself. As we round up this case study, let's reflect on the achievements made by everyone involved, working together in the most unique way to provide a world-class digital transformation to Champion's website, payment solutions, and email marketing. With Vimo, we heard how they took on the challenge of creating a consistent global customer experience, ensuring key markets were given a tailored experience under tight timelines. With Klarna, we heard how their close collaboration helped integrate two of their most popular payment options, driving basket size and crucially conversion. Their fresh perspective provided consumers with flexible payment in new ways with upstream marketing. And you've heard from me about how Digital helped Champion create more targeted campaigns whilst driving up ROI on a tight timeline. And along with Vimo and Klarna, how we paved a way for a smoother transition to Magento. Now I'm going to throw over to Champion for the last time for a quick roundup on the impact that the transformations have made to their business.
The launch of championstore.com on Magento has really brought about some excitement across the business. We know that it represents a great growth opportunity for the brand. Since day one of our launch, Magento has offered up the chance for us to open up our website to new channels, therefore increasing traffic and product discovery. From that, we're seeing more and more people browsing through the broad selection of products that we have on site, adding to basket, and then of course converting, the core KPIs that we care about. In terms of customer experience, we've seen a reduction of people complaining that they cannot check out, and for us, this is probably the most important thing. A happy customer is everything to us. One of the key things that we've recognised since launching on Magento is the change in the attitude of the team. All of a sudden, there's some new excitement for where we can take the brand. We are propelling merchandising to the next level. We are enhancing our content that we're producing, and our performance marketing has now gone to the next level. We're investing in the right channels, we're attracting the right audiences, and they're having the best experiences ever. The future for Champion is really exciting. As a brand, we've just launched Fall Winter 20 online and in store. And in the future, we'll also be expanding into new 5 countries: Norway, Finland, Switzerland, Portugal, and Poland. One of our core goals now is to make sure that we get 100% utilization for every platform that we've been in. In the past, this was never possible, but for now, we've got the right partners on board, we've given them the freedom to deliver on their own roadmap, so now it's up to them. I have one final message for all of the partners that partner up with Champion. We feel very privileged to have you on board. We see you as an extension to the team. Without you, we couldn't do what we want to do with championstore.com.
And there we have it. That's all we have time for. World-class companies coming together to create a world-class consumer and business experience. Thank you so much for sticking with us, and we hope you've enjoyed this case study as much as we've enjoyed making it. We encourage you to visit the Champion website below to see the experience that we've been talking about for yourselves. If you have any questions or would like any further information, you can also find links to Vimo, Klarna and .digital below. Thanks again, and we look forward to seeing you very soon.